Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tales of Gaming Addiction, a YouTube channel where we sit around and talk about games and all the good it can do. Along with some...
oath has been taken.
That's really noisy, Calista.
Welcome to Summoner's
So,
Rift.
obviously this is a League of Legends Shoutcast with myself, Smithy, on the new Summoner's Rift. Looking gorgeous with its visual update, everything's really clear. Although we might see a bit of early aggression here with Sothar being caught out by Bloodrose and Limel, and nothing much really going to come of it. It's just going to be a wars out in the plane. So, anyway, with that little buffet out of the way, might as go over what's going on. Obviously, now Season 4 is over, we're into pre-season and getting ready for next year, Season 5. So, what better time to show off Summoner's Rift and its nice shiny new update. And obviously they've revamped everything, jungle's been changed, mobs, names, I can't even remember, there's so much going on, there's so many changes, my mind cannot keep up. So, ignoring that fact, we're just going to go straight into who's playing and who's playing where. So, Liu Mei is playing the new Wukong skin that was part of the Halloween release last month. Up over in the jungle, we've got Tank playing Narcissus. In the top lane, we've got Dissect playing the new champion Kalista, the Spear of Vengeance. Out in the bot lane with, I'm guessing, her support of Horrific on Lissandra, which is very bizarre. And Bloodrose is going to be playing Orianna in the mid lane. Over on the red side, we've got Wings of Chaos playing Jackson, Captain McMillan playing Lee Sin out in the jungle. Hopefully, it'll be impossible to spot in his ghillie suit. Haha, obscure references are obscure. Over in the mid lane, it's I Am Zothar playing Kha'Zix, who's also been a very kind pigeon to spectate off of. And in the bottom lane, we've got High-End Winder on Graves with a support of Phobius. So, today's game is completely normal, so expect randomness, odd plays, and everything else. As a little bit of aggression goes out into the jungle. Director Cam, you are not very helpful today. Might have to back this up a little bit. So Liu Mei is starting on his red, he's taking quite a bit of damage, does a lot, but you don't realise it. Gets the smite off him, gets the kill, but unfortunately Captain Villain was impossible to spot in his ghillie suit and actually manages to pick up a nice counter invade. Gets the kill, gets the double off, and actually continues on his counter jungling way. Blue side is now left absolutely reeling, especially with Captain Miller now coming up from behind. Bloodrose is going to be caught out entirely here. Gets caught in the Sonic Wave and the stun flow comes out as well. Bloodrose doesn't have enough damage. It's going to be a second kill for Captain McMillan. The god of the SES. There's only one man who could match Captain Price is certainly starting to deal the damage out here. And he's not even done yet, he's still counter-jungling as well. He's actually going to start taking down the golden replacement effect spots Liu Mei. He doesn't even opt to do the safeguard method. And is really forcing the pain down, forces him down to half health, down to a course already down below 100 HP, but the regen isn't going to be enough. And McMillan goes down and Liu Mei just barely survives. A little bit greedy from Captain McMillan, but still very good nonetheless to go 2-1 this early in the game, and obviously looking for a little bit of a change further on down the line. Dissect and Relfic though in the bombing doing very, very nicely, especially with the mechanic of Kalista, and actually you can't cancel her animation midway through, so once you attack, that's it, you're attacking, but you can hop after the attack. So, if you're wondering why that's why Kalista's hopping around all over the place, this is why it actually makes her a very neat hunter, and that squiggly line you can see is her passive of Soul Bomb. So now she is modded with Lissandra. I can see what they're up to actually. Level 6, ultimate face call, she then pulls Lissandra to her against the Thrasher's Lantern, but then she can pick where she wants to plant herself. So Lissandra can literally plant herself right in the middle here, knock everyone off, and then freeze them all, keeping herself safe and being able to land quite a fair bit of damage. Makes Lissandra actually quite a viable support. In fact, makes a lot of support. It's really scary. Imagine a Orianna support. At that point, I Am Winder though takes a lot of damage and actually starts to take a lot of frost damage from the queue of Lissandra. Phobius though is going to go down, so it's going to be the first kill for Dissect in this bottom lane. That's 2 for 2 now. All goes well across the Summoner's Rift today. Let's try and rearrange people here. They're all nicely rearranged in the bottom. And there we go, Ralphic also managed to pick up behind winner with just a couple of auto attacks. And now we see the power of Kha'Zix and Rend on Kha'Zix being able to do extra damage as time goes on, though very, very low on health, so she's quite a squishy AD carry, quite an all-in one as well. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Captain McMillan gets caught out entirely, leaving there will get the second kill. Iron Zofar is caught out entirely off guard, gets double kill. And now Wukong is starting to make a comeback here after a little bit of tilting in the jungle, getting caught out and losing his red buff and then letting his mid laner go down. Blue side though is starting to pull that axe together, and Wukong's actually starting to gain a little bit of ground. He's up in kills and he's up in CS, and he's also managed to pick himself up a new version of Smite. Now Smite come just like before in the preseason, as we see Wings of Chaos go and tries to land a counter strike before it starts. It's not going to be else with this, far too strong for that. Although Wings of Chaos is going to go down here if he's not careful. One siphoning strike is going to be enough. And might just be no. Wings of Chaos, a very smart plays. He uses the advantage of Jackson being able to hop around, but it's not going to be enough. Wukong has a much bigger stick and tends to hit a lot harder, being a monkey. Iron Zofar goes down in the mid lane as well, so it's 7-3 over on the blue side. And then back to my previous train of thought. Last season, of course season 4, what they did for jungle as well is they gave them little trinkets from the Spirit Stone icon from the Hunter's Machete, and these then built into 3 very specific here. Teleport comes out though from Wings of Chaos. He's looking, well, was looking to do a little bit of aggression here, but it's not going to be a case. I was just going to back off here, and for some reason my UI decided that it's no longer going to be blue versus red, it's going to be blue versus purple. But whatever, Wings of Chaos thinks it's in the brush, but it's not quite there. Obviously, very handy for him to come around here. Red side though, looking to deal with this little new dragon pit. Actually, that new dragon pit and a smell crossed with Baron again. Still, 4 of us the red side though, picking on this dragon. It's not going to be enough as Rafik goes down, so Dissect is not going to be able to use Frake's call there. And then a little bit, and there we go. Now we see the W come out here, and everybody gets vision and gets full sign of it. Dissect, can she pick up at least a couple of assists? Gets 1 assist and doesn't quite get the kill. Lee Sin Captain Hill comes through on the side. Double kill comes out here, so Lima is really starting to pull his way, especially after that early game trouble. Is actually doing a rather good job. And decides to back off entirely, forces the red side out. Dragon is still up on the radar, so if the blue side decide to, they can go ahead and do that. And once they do, one thing I'm definitely doing is sorting out the colorblind mode, putting it back to red. There we go. Nice little bit of technical hit, and we're going to see Wings of Chaos pick up another kill off in that top lane. So Jax himself starts to prove very strong up against Narcissus, is already 2-1 up. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Li Mei finally gets some revenge onto Lee Sin. And what on earth are you, my friend? That is a very weird item. I really have no idea what's going on. It's been a while since I last played League of Legends, opposed to how long it was. So, whilst everything sort of calms down a little bit, as well, it's going to go down to Zofar. Both on now those evolved spikes and claws, and gets the camera as well for the kill. It's going to be on the Lee Mei might be able to pick up the kill. So the new style of spikes, instead of now it being juggle items with bonuses, things giving you like extra health, extra damage, or extra AP per giant monster kill, they're now changing into these new items here, and the smites change instead. Since that's kind of the thing of the jungle, is the smite. The reason was because a couple of top lane tanks and even some mid lane AP carries would want external items over a standard build for the sake of cost efficiency and just general stat wise it worked out a little bit better. So the smites get changed now. Smite's still the same. Once you get these items though, your way of smiting changes. So in this case for Wukong, it has a Trailblaze smite. It's reduced by 50, smite and now reduced 15-second cooldown, and also deals half damage to all monsters and enemy minions near the target and stuns them for 1.5 seconds. Casting Swarmers on a monster restores 15% of missing health and mana, so it's way cooler. In the case of Lee Sin, he's gone for the Skeletal Saber, which then makes the smite a challenging smite. It can now be cast on enemy champions by marking them for 6 seconds, and while marked you give bonus through damage and have vision on them, and their damage reduced to you by 20%. And there you go. So you have all these new ones. I believe there's one more which is blue. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it makes you a little bit more resilient, I want to say. Don't quote me on that though. As Wings of Chaos goes down for a wonderful game from Lee May, does a very nice job of even coming through with the Cyclone and actually keeping that knock-up going. And then we got that Spirit from Kalista. It's actually really good. It's pretty much a free ward, and it goes back and forth up and down the lane for a short while. Grants vision, only in the kind of front of it, mind you, but it allows you to check the path and everything, and if it's spots on, it screams, and you see them like you would do if you had casted Kha'Zix buttons and they would below 10% health. Basically, fantastic. So now Dissect goes in with the Fateful, tries to get High and Wonder down, unfortunately he does nothing of it. Dissect though gets caught right in the laser, and High and Wonder manages to pick up the kill. Unfortunately, Rolfic is caught right in the middle here, goes down. It's going to be a quick kill for Iron Window, who gets a double kill. Meanwhile, I believe it was in the top lane. No, it's in the mid lane. Blind as bat I am. There he is. Kha'Zix went down to Lee May. So Lee May's actually starting to pull ahead, way ahead now. He's 9-1 to 2-3. He's got 5 CS ahead already. He's actually starting to provide some major map presence. Elsewhere across the map though, looking at items and builds going forward, we've got Jax building your traditional Jax build. He's going to go into Blaze Road King, he's going to look for Warden's Mail and become quite tanky in the upcoming fights, especially being got against Narcissus, and then being able to mop up fights as well as engage heavily. Narcissus is looking to build his usual AP and take items, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Sheen and Glacial Crowd became Iceborne Gauntlet. So we're going to get lots and lots of shiny ice effects, and everyone getting slow here. Wings of Chaos goes in for the jump, and Camel's like not going to be enough. Pings gonna come off though. Wings of Chaos, does he have the damage? Just one more water attack would be enough. Maybe nope, not going to be enough. Lee May though comes through with the Cyclone. Unfortunately, Zothar and Captain Macmillan are well onto him. Force him to 25% health, and everyone's going to have to back away to safety. And now things still settling through. Just waiting to see what's going to happen, who's going to do what. As the laser comes through, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage on the Dissect, it only takes away a small sliver of health, although that was amplified with tower and minion hits. Captain Grimilla though is coming around from the side, as is Zothar on Kha'Zix. I don't think it's going to be enough for the time being, with all this red presence in the bot lane. It's kind of obvious what they're attacking me, so they're going to go for the Dragon. And also another one of the changes that came this season is Dragon no longer gives you global gold and XP, but instead he will give you a buff, which is rather nice, but the buff goes to the whole team, so you can still do cheeky early game engages and early game steals and get it out of the way. And what happens is, in the first instance, you gain bonus AD and AP, so plus 8% attack damage and ability power. Next kill you get 15 damage to minions and monsters. Next kill after that is 5 movement speed, after that is 15 damage to towers and buildings, and then you get the fifth one, which is Aspect of the Dragon, which gives you double all bonuses that were granted to you. As Kha'Zix is forced to flash away here, nice skirmish coming out from the red side, forcing the blue side to back out entirely. Lee May goes right on top of Wings of Chaos. Unfortunately, it is a bad time to do so. Wings of Chaos goes in for the jump, tries to land the counter, but it's not going to be enough. Soulfire from Narcissus that would secure the kill. Lee May could actually come around for Captain Macmillan here. We could see the jungler's engaged, but it's not going to be enough. Lee Sin very small with the Dragon's Kick secures the kill, as Lee May is forced to go to Stone. Blood Rose isn't done yet either. Gets the command will attack out and clears the way beautifully. They're going to start pushing this mid lane out, I would suspect, with Girl Tech coming on through, looking for Lee Sin. That's top line. Can he land the Wither? I don't think he can. I think he might have already used it. He's gone for the cycling stroke, just beats out one bit of extra attack. It's not going to be enough though, with the rest of the red side now coming around. It is going down fast. He's actually forced to ult up and become huge, and it's not going to be enough so far. Manages to sink his new Emerald Claws in and secure himself his third kill of the game. So currently it's 15 kills for 11, 1 tower for nothing, and only 4k gold difference, so this game is still very much alive and well. Still, with all that behind us now, we can actually focus on what I was going to say earlier regarding the new aspect of the dragon buff. So, I suppose for the dragon, you finally get double sword bonuses, attacks, burn enemies for 150 damage over a set period of time. So all these effects stack, and it's actually going to get quite nasty. I believe that you lose them all once the enemy team takes their first dragon, so it's kind of a almost like the shrines on the Twitch free one. Still, Wings of Chaos actually starting to chip away at this tower. Now there's a couple more hits and it is going to go down. And our gold tank is going to be in a spot of bother here as now Wings of Chaos can go full on aggressive and not worry about tower damage. Although he's starting to take a fair bit himself, he is going to go down towards something straight. No, Wings of Chaos managed to secure it at the last second. As Kalista now starts pushing out that mid lane. Oriole's going to pick up the top lane turret in no time at all. Wings of Chaos very smartly starts chasing Wukong around the map, waits for the Cyclone to burn off. Although he starts to take burn damage, is he going to have enough to counter strike? No, he's not. He is going to go down. So he is down and out for any future team fights. Meanwhile, though, the mid lane is kicking off huge with Captain Miller coming out from the side, trying to land a little bit of bonus damage. Blood Rose also picks up a kill in the bot lane and forces Graves to back off. So Winter is in a spot of bother. And one thing I have just noticed that Kalista's arrow thing was actually visible on the minimap. That's actually really cool. It's a nice little bit of detail going through here. It's going to be the third tower though for the blue team. Now they've got all outer turrets down. It's now only inner turrets that remain as F1 chills and relaxes. And whilst you do, might as well go over the new map. I mean, this is one thing I like right here. If you listen, there's an actual waterfall sound for this part of the map, complete with a little sparrow. I wonder if it disappears when you summon Valor. When playing as Quinn, like Cassio used to have the snakes disappear on the map. Still, all things considered though, this map is fairly mundane. Well, not mundane, the game is getting to the fairly mundane mid-game points of trying to level up and farm up gold and try and buy some major key items. And on that note, might as well go over them all. Narcissus is nearly ready for its Iceborne Gauntlet, I would suspect. With a little bit of a skirmish happening out by the Dragon Pit, everyone's getting picked off by Kalista's spears, and that's really painful. That looks like it really hurts halfway through your chest. Still, plenty of vision granted. Goes down, so Kalista summons out there. High on Wonder though, does get caught out, doesn't quite hop over the wall. Well, effect though goes right on in with the help of Kalista, and Luman comes all through as well. It's going to be 1-2 kills straight off in the jungle. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a third, maybe. No, it's not quite a third, but Kalista will get the shutdown revenge. So Zothar picks himself a nice shutdown, and that's 12-3 on a Wukong. Things are going very strong for this blue team, especially with Wukong being 12-3. He's really starting to complete some major targets and items. Captain Villain though is a little bit caught out, hits the kill onto Dissect. So Kalista is very, very squishy. You need a very, very tanky support, at least a support that will got a shield. Oh, excuse me, I'm building up a lot of CO2 in my lungs to be yawning like this. So we'll just slow the pace down a bit. And with that, we'll let the game trundle on through. Currently, as things stand, not a huge amount going on. Forbius goes on for Blood Rose, gets the laser across. Unfortunately, doesn't do a huge amount of damage, just quite a fair bit of magic resistance on the side of Narcissus, so he's more than happy to tank all the damage. Manages to get the kill, manages to push Forbius back, but it's going to be the collateral damage. But Zothar will get the credit for it. Gold Tank is now caught out entirely unprepared here. He's chasing down Forbius, but it's not going to matter much. One light binding, one snare like that. And that's it, Gold Tank is kind of done for. Winter picks up the kill now, so Red Team's starting to crawl the way back. They're currently down 4 kills. And Lume is pretty much the sole difference of keeping all these kills apart now. 12, 3 and 2, 64 CS. However, his team's still doing very well in the CS department. 3 members are all over 100. And the support's already up to her quarter of a century. So doing a very nice job here. Winds of Chaos so goes in on the aggression. Lume is going to go down. Window continues to charge. And now we've got Dissect and Raidfake running for their lives, trying to keep a little bit of distance. Wings of Chaos also manages to land a little bit of hurt. And a nice use of teleport coming out from Narcissus as well. So far gets caught in the impenetrable glacier. It's going to be Wings of Chaos though going down. And Raidfake picks up the kill. Zothar picks up the second kill. Sorry, Zothar is the second kill. Doesn't pick up the second kill. I know what I meant. Hush. So now it's going to be the blue team picking up their first dragon of the game. I just hope I had a Coke in my mouth then, because I was about to spurt it all over my really nice microphone. Brilliant steal coming out from Lux there. She's obviously sitting there typing in chat that she wasn't expecting it. But brilliantly well captured. Even without vision, just sort of guessworked it beautifully. So now her team is gaining bonus damage to enemy minions and monsters, whereas the blue side is lacking now this damage and is really starting to struggle a little bit. Not too much that they fall behind, they just need a little bit of timing on their engagement, shall we say, especially with Phobius going down. What they need is something pretty much like that, the teamfight scenario. They want Wukong to cyclone everyone up, they want Kalista to pick off targets from afar and throw in Lissandra just for a guaranteed stun or slow. Even, no, we couldn't do it with Wukong, but it could make for an interesting play, especially if you make your jungle, your soulbound, and he has trouble engaging. The plays that could happen at level 6. Anyway, speculation aside, Zothar going down there whilst trying to deal with the new blue stone golem. And Baron is alive, of course, as you can see in the top left of the screen, now stays, which is actually rather nice. So red side have vision of it, blue side could, of course, if they so desire, go ahead and do it. They have got the power to. Whether or not they do so is up to them. I would certainly hope they did though. Wings of Chaos though is desperate for the chance to attack on the road. It's actually very tanky. Managed to take a few tower shots, goes down to half health while chasing down half the lane. And that turtle, wow, that is strong. Although Dissect spends a little bit too long trying to kill the crab and gets killed herself, but blue side manages to secure the vision. Blood Rose gets caught out by Wings of Chaos, gets the shield buff from the inner tower and even from her own command word protect. I don't think it's going to be enough here. Wings of Chaos is in serious trouble, goes down to Blood Rose. So very nice plays coming out from Orianna. As finally Wukong now takes to the stage and actually starts beating Lux. Can that little stick on the spell speed be enough? Nope, because Cyclone is going to secure the kill and is actually going to get from the movement speed, he needs to back out of it. Raidfake though is going to be forced to hold the line versus Kha'Zix and the Sin. I don't think it's going to be enough. Kicking around. At least it's going to start mopping up Window though in that body, so it's 1v1 on Blood Rose. Yeah, it's going to be a Blood Rose when Blood Rose has actually got too much strength versus Rave, especially next to no magic items. So far though gets caught out entirely and ouch! That was a really painful Ice Lance coming out from Lissandra, dealing a fair bit of damage, and the surrender comes out from the red side. Very strange, all things considered they had 2 dragons in the bag. But at any rate, GG well played on all sides. Play of the match, definitely that Wukong suffering a little bit of the early game, and then pushing it on through to the late game and just carrying on and playing it out just fine. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, favourite, subscribe on the YouTube channel. If you liked it and want to leave a comment, place it below. Thumbs up, and feel free to share it amongst your friends. It all means a great deal. And until then, I'll see you next time on the new and improved Summoner's Rift.